Story time about how I found out I was getting cheated on in my first relationship. Let's fast forward all the way to 2018. I was 17 years old, turning 18 soon. I was out with some friends at a basketball game, and there was this guy at the basketball game. He didn't play basketball, he was just there. He knew my friend because he walked up to her and said hi. So I go home after the basketball game, and I get a text from him. I guess he had asked my friend for my Instagram. He says, hey, da-da-da, like he saw me at the thing, he thought I was cute, da-da-da, so we get to talking. We talk for a couple months, and then we end up deciding we want to be in a relationship. We dated for 2 years. Towards the end is when I found out the real tea. Further into the relationship, I can see that he's starting to act a little different with me. Like he changed the password on his phone. He stopped sharing his location with me. And he would take hours to text me back. And he had excuses for all of this. For the password, he was like, oh, we need to have an understanding and trust each other. For turning off his location, he told me that his location just stopped working. And for not texting me back for hours, he was always busy. Bullshit ass lies. And he was so manipulative, like he made me believe that I needed to trust him. So I believe him. But then it starts to get weird. When I notice that when he's with me, he's on his phone all the time. So one night we're sleeping and I decide I'm going through his phone. He has me fucked up. And while he was asleep, I used Face ID to open his phone. Like I put the phone up here and it opened. I was like, hallelujah. It was a sign. So I get into the phone. Everything seems to be fine. Like there's nothing suspicious going on that I can see until I go into Snapchat. In his Snapchat, he was talking to at least 15 other girls. And I don't know if it was because I had a feeling that he was talking to other people, but I was so calm in that moment. I wasn't mad, angry, nothing. So I just lay down and go back to sleep. Next morning, I wake up like nothing's wrong. So he's still asleep. He hasn't gotten up yet. So I decide that I'm gonna pack his stuff quietly while he's asleep. So as I'm packing his stuff, he ends up waking up. He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm just packing your stuff because you gotta go. He's like, what you mean I gotta go? I'm like, I know you've been cheating on me, so you have to go. He tries to sit here and argue with me and like try to defend himself, promise me he'll never do it again. He starts crying and all of this. But eventually he gets out of my apartment. After he's out of my apartment, he does text me a couple times, but I don't respond to his messages. I end up just blocking him, and that's really the end of the story. And if you made it all the way to the end, I want you to know this is a whole ass lie. I was making up that story as I was doing my makeup. I hope nobody gets offended by it. I'm not trying to make fun of like relationships and stuff. I have never been in a relationship, and I don't think I ever will be in a relationship because I hate men. Thank you for listening to my fake story though.